My family and I recently moved into a new house, and while we love it, there was something that had to be done about the front door. The paint was filthy, it was chipping in some places and peeling in others, and mainly there were just brush marks all over the place. I had to fix it. First thing I'm going to do is take the door off the hinges. Set it on some sawhorses so I've got a good place to work. Then you need to take off all the hardware. Not some of the hardware, all the hardware. That's the only way to paint a door properly. If you've got all the hardware off, then nothing gets in your way and you can have nice, clean brush strokes throughout the whole body of the door. Trust me, it's worth the time. Then it was time for some sanding. Had to teach the next generation how to do this too, so my 6-year-old was helping us out. And you have to do a lot of sanding. You'll notice the sun is moving while I'm sanding. Yes, it's a lot of sanding. You need to sand from 60 grit, 80 grit, up to 120 grit, and make sure you've got a completely smooth surface. And when you're done sanding with the power sander, and I'm using a random orbit here, you're going to sand all the profiles and little nooks and crannies by hand. Same thing, 60, 80, 120. You'll get a nice smooth surface that's ready for priming and painting. Since I didn't know what kind of finish was on this door, I assumed it was latex and oil, as old as it was. I'm coming through with an oil-based primer just to start off and give myself a good base. That way I know I won't have adhesion problems or any bleed through from the previous color. You want to start with your panels, and then after the panels are done, we'll get to our rails and stiles later. I'm going to walk you through this whole order of operations, but priming and painting is exactly the same pattern. You do panels first, clean off any that gets onto the rails and stiles, just wipe it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be smooth. And once you're finished with all the panels, then we can move on to the rails and stiles. After the primer's dried, you're going to want to sand everything down with a sanding sponge and make sure it's really nice and smooth. Any marks, brush marks, anything like that, perfectly smooth here. Pratt & Lambert Paints was kind enough to sponsor this video, so I thought I'd try out their Aquenamel waterborne alkyd enamel. This paint was so silky smooth and perfect for doors and windows because it creates a very hard, cleanable finish, and it lays down so well. It made avoiding brush marks much easier than with other paints I've used. Plus, the coverage was excellent. I could cover with almost just one coat, and that's with a black paint. Just like with the primer, I'm going through and doing all my panels first, brushing in the direction of the grain, trying to tip off my paint finish and make sure I give the paint a good chance to lay down, and then I'll come back later and do my rails and stiles. I'm going to show you the order here in just a second because it really is that imperative that you do it in this order. All the panels, then the rails and stiles. You can just see that paint cover. Man. Get ready to follow the little red pen. We're going to start over here in the corner and go across the top rail, down the stile, down again the center, and across right to the joint, and then keep following down on that side where the hardware is. Down the center stile, across the rail, and you keep going, working your way down like this, maintaining a wet edge so that at the end you can paint right off the end of the door. Here I am doing it on the second coat so you can see it in action. finished and no drips. And here was the finished product. I really loved how this door came out. I really enjoyed using the paint. It was super easy to work with, and it gave me a great finish. I really couldn't have asked for a better way to refinish and repaint my door. You can see I've almost eliminated all the brush marks. Now everything goes with the grain of the wood, if there even is a brush mark. And I've got a nice silky smooth surface that's not sticking in the door jamb like a lot of other water-based paints. You can see really smooth. Even in the glare of the sun, you don't see the brush marks like you used to. If you're thinking about painting your door, I really highly recommend this Aquenamel. And while you have the hardware off, I took a chance to restore the old hardware here and polish it up. I've got a link to a video above that you can check out how to do that process too. The inside, the white, it came out just as good. Really smooth, silky soft paint, and it's going to be easy to clean and deal with, especially considering I've got 3 little ones running around. Did I need a whole new door? No, I just needed a new paint job. If you're curious about Pratt & Lambert paints and using Aquenamel on your house, definitely check out the links in the description below. And until then, thanks for stopping by. Did you like that video? I know you did. So why don't you subscribe here or check out some of these other cool videos? Come on, you know you want to fix up that old house. You know you can do it.